We ready? We ready? Today we're going to talk about... Do you even know what I'm going to talk about today? Okay, yeah, today we're going to talk about YouTube. And why I think you need to take a second look at YouTube, because it just might be taking over the world. Well, villagers, this is Kinetic Village. I'm going to take a minute today to take a break from the usual programming, the usual videos. This is something we're going to do maybe every 3-4 weeks or so. Just step back and chat, because, well, there's a lot of reasons. It's hard to edit these intense travel videos that I've been doing. Not that I didn't get a video done today. I actually have it finished, but there's a couple of reasons I want to hold it back for a week or two, because I'm taking a slightly different turn with it. But I've known from the beginning that I want to take a moment from time to time to just chat. You guys have been great about commenting and liking the videos, but it's still a very small audience, and sometimes I wonder, is it really worth the time that I have been putting into this? For me it is, honestly. For me, it's very cathartic to be able to go back to these experiences and to edit together sequences and stories from the places that I've been privileged to travel. But I wanted to start a conversation. And so that's why we're going to talk today. This last year I started to get obsessed with this platform, YouTube. And I've kind of ignored it. I've used it, one is to watch those epic videos that give you a good laugh, like Charlie Batman. I would usually type youtube.com, and then I would know that was a rabbit trail that would go down a path. Well, one of my favorites was plane crash. I know that's horrible. I fly a lot, and I would watch like horrible things on airplanes. But that's me. So the second thing that I would use YouTube for is watch a how-to video that somebody had created. But I noticed in the last year that YouTube was doing something different. That what was happening on YouTube under the surface was a little different than what I had been using it for. And that there were people who were finding a space on YouTube to express themselves, to communicate with people, to create content, to tell stories, to get them out in the world in a way that I had never considered YouTube to be. And early on, when iTunes started doing video podcasts, I got into that world and was head first and did a show called Real Fusion with a friend of mine, Devin Delosier. And we had so much fun doing that. But iTunes never really became the platform for distribution of video from regular people as it did in the audio world. I doubt any of you are unaware of what it means to listen to a podcast. That's what iTunes did, and I thought it would do the same thing for video. But I noticed that eventually YouTube began to generate this traction. And in December and January and through the first few months of this year, I spent so much time, probably way too much time, watching videos on YouTube from people who are creating a following and a show and telling a story that was unique and special to them, but finding an audience of people who desired to hear those stories, who desired to learn from their experience, who desired to come alongside a portion of their life. Now, in the big picture, I don't know where YouTube will be in a year or 2 or 3. But I think it represents a subtle change in the type of content that is going to be available and that is going to be created in the years to come. So I decided that this year I was going to jump into YouTube. It's been slow. It's been a little frustrating. Ultimately, it's so much fun. And my hope is that in the weeks to come, more people, more villagers will join this crew and to see what happens from here. Because one of the things that I'd like to do is also have Q&A time where I take some of your questions and answer them on camera and on the show. Maybe even do a live episode. It's you guys that keep me encouraged to keep going with this. I know this is a little different, but I hope you enjoyed it. Take a second to like this video. It really does help. Subscriptions is another thing that YouTube does to help see how a channel is doing and boost them up in their recommendations. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. I need those subscriptions. We're almost at 100. I know that's really tiny compared to some of these people on YouTube, but I don't care. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. And we'll see you next week on Kinetic Village.